Hi, welcome to SFLiberal Buzz. This is Denise Dora here, and I first want to say happy Pride Week. And this show is going to be in memory of Michael Hastings, a man who I admire very much, and he was always protecting the liberal class. So this is Michael Hastings.
He was a reporter who did a lot of investigative reporting about the Afghan war and really got some of the real progressive coverage, like real progressive coverage of what was going on.
And he got General McChrystal removed.
Yes.
We remember that. So the tweets today, we've been tweeting, I've been just talking about the California initiative to grow and transport, sell, and tax cannabis, and those are, our hashtag is SFLiberalBuzz if you care to participate in the conversation. And we also have on our plate today SB 439, which better protects cannabis, California medical cannabis collectives and cooperatives, which cleared the Assembly Public Safety Committee Tuesday 5-1. So that sounds yummy. We're going to talk about that a little bit first. Shona, this is Shona Gokenauer, somebody I admire very much, lifelong friend. Can we talk about, what would you like to talk about first? Actually,
Well, let's start with Legalize 2014, which is an initiative that several people from the Save Cannabis, which is an online discussion group, have been working on this year, and there's a few really positive things about it. First of all, it's open source. You can go online and tell us what you like, what you don't like about it. Many thanks to David Hodges and Didier Coutier for really putting together the language, and we're up against a little bit of a battle with the national lobbyists because they don't want to legalize until 2016. And I feel so strong, especially since we have cities able to ban now and are actively banning, and also actively banning being able to get a delivery to your county that doesn't have a dispensary. So they want to ban the mobile folks from going in. So if we don't do this in 2014, we've got kids in foster care that don't need to be in foster care that have loving homes. We've got people in jail. We've got people like yourself who have a cannabis conviction. And
well, I don't. I just have arrests for it.
Arrests.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of folks that have cannabis arrests have trouble getting housing. What this bill would do, it would expunge our records. It would recognize the different needs between the medical and the adult use.
There's a difference, let's make a side note here, there's a difference between having your record expunged and just removing all record of the arrest happening. Because expunging means the convictions are gone. But, you know, actually I went to have my record expunged, but the arrests are all still there, so.
Oh, no. Well, that is a huge issue, okay. You know, and what this bill would also do is prevent any future arrests regarding cannabis, and it definitely is the most liberal bill that I've read. There's only one thing that me and Denise were talking about that we have a contention about, and that is impaired driving. So hopefully they'll tighten up that language so nobody gets in that snag poo, but
you could even be in a room where cannabis is being smoked and get a test positive for it when you didn't even smoke it, so that's...
You could eat a poppy seed bagel.
Right, and cannabis, the effects wear off in 6 hours, so unless you eat it, a lot of it.
Right. But I mean, the frustrating thing is, can you imagine what people like Daisy Brahm, who's a grower who had her children confiscated, and she went to this normal ASA conference, and they're like, oh yeah, well we'll get to that in 2016. Here's this woman fighting to get her children back, and the policy, sort of the armchair policy folks are like, oh, we can wait till 2016, which is outrageous. One thing that it always brings up in my mind is that, you know, we could have had an electric cars 40 years ago if it weren't for lobbyists. So we really have to look at what do the people of California want. And I think the people of California want 2014.
We do, and to the feds. We feel like the feds are the old Catholic Church and that we are Galileo, you know?
Yeah, basically the earth is round, it's
Yes.
not flat.
Yes, and the gravity sucks. You know?
Yes, it does.
Right, and so well, thanks for clarifying that, that's great. So the next one we have is this 439 here.
Right, and that's the Steinberg-Leno bill that all the patient advocates across the state have supported so far. So patient advocates across the state did not support Tom Amiano's bill. And sort of a fun thing with that is that in Washington, they had a proposal to have their liquor board govern over their medical cannabis program, and their patients yesterday went apeshit. It was awesome. They were at their Capitol, they were protesting, and I kind of felt jealous because of Steinberg-Leno's law, we don't get to protest because they're doing it right. Oh, got a caller.
Oh, we have a caller here. Hello, caller. Welcome to SFLiberal Buzz.
Yes, my name is John. I'm a patient and was wondering why the city isn't doing more to tell the feds to leave us alone in here.
That's a good point.
That is the question of the day.
Thanks for that, caller.
I will say to people, I have been in a conversation with David Campos about talking to our city attorney regarding our city is the last Bay Area city that has not filed suit against the feds. However, if you look at the other cases, they're for monopolized businesses. Like the city of Oakland, of course, is going to bat for Harborside because like most of their income comes from their one big cannabis mega store. Berkeley Patients Group is getting backup from Berkeley, and Berkeley only has 3. We were much smarter with our plan, and we didn't monopolize, but it makes it a little bit harder for the political traction. Now, David Campos, is saying that he's here for the patients, that he wants to get something done for us, but I'm thinking we might need to push a little bit harder than we're used to with this particular new board. We've got a lot of people that say they're liberal. We got a lot of people that say they're progressive, but we definitely should have filed suit about 2 weeks ago. So hopefully before we get into the summer, we will file suit, and it will be on behalf of the patients of San Francisco, not one particular business.
Well, a lot of them tend to protect just the businesses, so we have had to push a strong lobby, a patient lobby, and with our shoe leather and our just sitting giving public comment and getting on the phone. So that's basically, we don't have money to throw at any campaigns, do we?
Yeah, we don't have the money, but one thing that they are learning that's really important is that we have the power to organize the vote. We have the power to block someone from getting in office, and we have the power to be the tipping point, the tipping group that gets somebody into office.
It's called We the People.
What's called We the People? Holy crap, holy
Welcome
moly.
to SF Buzz, caller. You're on the air.
Hi, my name is Bruce Kennedy. I was curious to find out when is San Francisco City Hall going to take any action against federal posters?
Same question, and I can talk a little bit more about it. We have closures coming at the end of this month. One that's been very public is the Hemp Center. The other closures have been very quiet about the fact that they're looking to close up. One of the most frustrating things is that whenever you get up to City Hall, things start moving in slow motion. And one thing I would really encourage activists to do is join me the last Wednesday of this month at the Democratic Central Committee, where we're going to talk to the Democrats that are elected to represent our city and county, which includes, Feinstein, Pelosi, all those folks have people on this panel. And so it's the last Wednesday of the month in the state building's basement at 6:30. So if you feel frustrated, join me, because my voice doesn't mean as much without yours.
Last Wednesday of the month at 6:30, folks. You heard that? At the state building. Hello, caller. You're on the air with SFLiberal Buzz. Welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Tom. Good evening. My name is Tom. I'm calling from San Francisco. I wanted to tell you we appreciate speaking on behalf of the community. We know a lot of hard work that's gone into people running this program, and it's really actually telling the truth, though it's kind of shocking. But we really appreciate your hard work in bringing out the truth, and media actually provides truth to the community, so it's a thank you call.
Oh,
you have a little stroking.
We got a little stroking. Telling the truth is a hard thing, you know. It was really hard for patients to stand up and say, Tom Amiano, we don't like this bill. Whew, that was hard.
Welcome, caller, to SFLiberal Buzz.
Hi, how you doing? I'm calling about the WWWCCHI 2014, which is the California Cannabis Hemp Initiative, which was written by Jack Herrera.
Awesome.
And I'm really happy that there's other people helping out.
Awesome. You want to tell us a little bit about there's two different proposals. There's one that is the Jack Herrera cannabis revenue, and then there's another initial writings from Jack Herrera, who of course folks don't know. He was a huge icon in the cannabis community. Do you want to let us know anything else regarding the Jack Herrera initiative, and definitely send it to our hashtag so that people can get a look at it, because what I was talking about a little bit before is the niceness of having an open source and having people be able to work on policy together.
Which I find to be an extremely important thing.
Yes, folks have to stick together.
The Jack Herrera Initiative will basically release cannabis political prisoners on the spot, reuniting families. It will seal, expunge, and destroy any felonies or misdemeanors in the state of California. It will allow patients to use their medicine in peace. There will be allowed safe access.
And we can go ahead.
There will be recreational use for adults. It will be taxed and regulated basically like tomatoes.
Yay, I love the tomato comparison.
We use the same fertilizer.
Tell me something. One thing I see a lot going on in some of these initiatives, and sometimes even at the whole national level, is this prevention of people being able to grow their own. Would the Jack Herrera Act at all stop people from growing their own medicine?
Not at all. In fact, we encourage it.
Yay!
And also, it's also going to be used for industry, for green industry, a non-toxic industry, putting millions of people, Californians, to work.
Small farm.
The medicine and the recreational use will be grown in northern and southern California. And the hemp for industrial use will be grown in the Central Valley.
Good plan. Just in case folks don't understand, you can't grow the hemp plant next to the female cannabis plant. A lot of people that, aren't necessarily completely in the mix are like, well, why are you separating that out? And it's because we'd run into a huge problem if we didn't separate that out. Please send Denise Dory, the host, the copy of the Jack Herrera bill. And I think that the thing that's really unique that's going on online with the Save Cannabis group is that people are able to compare, to contrast, to give their input to what will work for people and what will get the most people out of jail and the most families reunited and will really bring us, you know, freedom. And we were talking a little bit before about, you know, who wants to wait till 2016, right?
Greedy people.
Right, I agree with you. There is a coalition, 2016.org, that is saying that there's nothing going on for 2014. Please realize that the Jack Career Initiative and the California Cannabis Hemp Initiative is separate from Save the Cannabis Group. And if you send donations to www.cchi2014, that they will go directly to our signature gatherers. I actually have no idea where the money goes if you donate to Saving Cannabis People. I have no idea. But I do know where the money will be going for our organization, which Jack Career started.
Awesome.
Thanks for your work.
Yeah, thank you for your hard work and your input and striving to unify everybody around this. I think it's horrible if this group has something that there's nothing going on for 2014. Well, they will get a rude awakening when all of us get together and push forward 2014 for the people of California. And one thing I really want to make clear to people is that if you have mobility issues and you're living in a county that has banned medical cannabis, is now banning mobile units from being able to visit your neighborhood and deliver your medicine, you know, my heart goes out to you, and you're part of the patients that, you know, we have to stand up for in 2014, because having to drive like
60 miles.
Denise's uncle has to drive 60 miles. He's a Vietnam veteran, right?
Each way.
Each way, 60 miles to come into town to you know, be able to have his medicine for 2 weeks. And, you know, that certainly medicine is already too expensive. That certainly makes it a lot more expensive.
It adds to the cost for sure.
Well, one nice thing about this initiative is that insurance companies are going to become responsible for picking up the tab for patients.
That's something that I've always liked to see. I think it's great.
Dream.
Yeah, I think that's a great effort. I think that we need to see, you know, on the national level, we need to see medical cannabis also covered by Obamacare, which is something that my organization, Access of Love, gathered thousands of signatures for. Was, you know, Obamacare needs to cover that, you know.
Well, cancer patients need a gram of oil a day, and that's $40 a day.
Yeah, no, the oils that the cancer patients are finding effective, not just in helping with the symptomatic issues after chemotherapy, but are actually decreasing tumors and etc. It's very, you know, if you have to pull out from your own pocket, it's very, very expensive. And this is medicinal, and it's been shown not only to be medicinal and therapeutic, but curative, and to prevent people because they can't afford. It's just crazy, you know, like when do we say, oh, I'm sorry, you can't have that insulin because you can't afford it, so why are we doing the same with cannabis?
Oh, well, you can't really decide who gets to live and who gets to die. It's like having, you know, playing God, say, okay, you have it and you can't have it. That's just not fair. And it's funny that the healthcare industry has gotten so in control. They've gotten, and they're resisting this, I'm sure, along with the police don't like it, and the healthcare industry probably.
I think there's aspects of the healthcare industry that support us 100%. I mean, you have 78% of the world's physicians.
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4, you know, doctors in the world.
I'm talking about the industry.
Ah, the industry. Well, that's a whole different thing than an actual person that deals with people.
Hey, welcome to SF, for copying an SFLiberal Buzz. This is Denise Dory. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, I wanted to also mention that it's not just a health issue when it concerns the Jack Career Initiative. We also plan on reforesting the trees, healing the ozone, putting farmers to work, and basically making a much better society and environment for the state of California.
Oh, I agree. I mean, for folks that haven't read The Emperor Wears No Clothes, which is a collection of great essays, go read it. There's a lot that hemp can do for the environment, for cooling down the planet. Sometimes it does all go back to cotton versus hemp in America, right? And sometimes we're still fighting that battle. Thank you for adding that on.
Thank you. Well, cannabis is spotted from the air because of those precisely those qualities that most plants don't have the qualities of giving off that much oxygen. Actually, it gives off more oxygen than most plants.
Exactly, and if we still want to be on this planet, its liberation is part of our existence, I would say, because, and it sounds kind of far-fetched, but it's not at all, because if we can't breathe, we can't be on this planet.
And another thing that makes this very toxic situation to live on the planet is all these fertilizers we're needing. Where I lived in a place where the fertilizers that washed down from the wine industry killed every single fish in the river. There's tens of thousands of fish, and see, cannabis is nitrogen fixing, so why don't we just plow up all those wine groves up in Napa County and plant something we can use?